Hey guys, good morning. It's Armani from Royal LePage and welcome to another episode of In the Car. I'm super excited for today's video. It's going to talk about how a buyer should prepare themselves to make a purchase. I feel that a lot of buyers actually don't ask the right questions. Maybe it's, I really don't know, they don't know the process or whatever it is, but I really feel that all buyers before going into the actual buying process should really educate themselves and ask these questions, because at the end of the day, it's going to make the difference when they're actually in the process of buying and selling. So the reason why we're making this video today, it's Sunday morning. I'm actually on my way to Alliston, Ontario to work with a new pair of buyers. First time I'm going out there to show them properties. I'm even pretty confident they may even be like, they may even want to go ahead and put in an offer on a house today, even though it's the first day. These guys have taken like an amazing approach. They've really educated themselves so much even before getting to this step, and they're like, they couldn't be any more ready. They're literally ready to pull the trigger, and this is how every buyer should be every time they go look at a property. So starting from the beginning, we had a meeting about 3 or 4 weeks ago where they literally asked me a whole bunch of questions. So they had like a big list, and I think this is very important, guys, because at the end of the day, you should take the time to ask all the different scenarios, you know what I mean, that could happen. And the main thing was, okay, well, are they gonna buy a property that they're gonna move in now, that they're gonna rent? How much money can they potentially pay monthly depending on the mortgage they carry? So after the first meeting, the main suggestion that I said is, guys, you need to get a pre-approval, because at the end of the day, you need to know how much money you're approved for before you actually go out and shop, right? And I think this is the biggest mistake that a lot of realtors make and a lot of buyers make, is they start looking without knowing how much they can spend. It's like going into a store and trying to buy something, but you don't really know how much money's in your wallet. You know what I mean? So you got to know how much money you can spend before you actually spend it. So make sure you get a pre-approval, guys. A pre-approval, by the way, doesn't mean you're going to be approved 100%. It just means that given the situation, depending on the property and all that, you will be approved for that particular amount, right? So I'm actually going to have another episode of In the Car in a few weeks with one of my mortgage brokers, so I'm pretty excited about that, and she'll tell you a little bit more about the details of the pre-approval. But after our first meeting, they felt very comfortable. It was a lot of information that was given to them, because they literally asked me 1,000,001 questions, which I love, and I'm happy to answer. And that appointment led to the pre-approval appointment, which they learned their max, which was $575. So now they had an idea of what it is that they could buy. So now the second appointment, I actually came there with my computer. We sat down, we opened up MLS, we looked at all the different properties, and we came up with a strategy that they actually didn't want to go to their max, but they realized that if they actually found a property at their max, let's say, versus a property that was like $100,000 lower, the difference in the mortgage was like $250, $300 a month more on the more expensive property. But in terms of rental income, they could actually get an extra $600, $700. So in this particular case, it makes sense paying $300 more when they're going to be getting like $600, $700 more on the actual rental side, right? So they're actually going to be making more money. So you got to look at all the different options, guys. It's very important to ask the right questions and make sure that before you actually go look at a property, you know everything you want to know about yourself. So it's very important that you know what your game plan is. Are you going to rent this property? Are you going to move in? Are you going to potentially these guys, one of the things that I found that they wanted to do is potentially move into the property, let's say, into a certain part of the property. So let's say they would occupy the basement or the first floor or something like that while still renting a piece of the property. This is later on, right? So it's nice to know what options you want out of the property, but you actually have to know that before going into it, right? So we're actually on our way to Alliston right now, like I mentioned. We got 13 properties, I believe, scheduled to see, and I know for a fact that these guys are so ready, and the reason why they're ready is because they took the time to educate themselves before. So if you're a buyer out there and you're watching this video, make sure that you ask all of the questions you need to ask in order to feel confident about what you're doing. If you're a realtor looking at this video, make sure that you inform your clients, you know what I mean? Teach them, don't just get them to trust you, right? You want them to be educated so they can make their own decision. If you're like trying to convince your clients into buying houses, I think you have the wrong approach. A client should just walk into a house, and I really feel that they just know when it's the right home for them, you know what I mean? And you don't need to sell the house. You just need to present them the opportunity, and it's up to them whether they have that feeling inside of them or not, right? So yeah, anyways, I'm super excited about today. I actually want to bring these guys on the vlog one of these days, because I really feel that they're just absolutely amazing. If they're watching this video, guys, honestly, I've told you 1,000,001 times, I wish that all buyers were like you in terms of getting informed the way that you guys have. So anyways, I'm happy to see you guys soon. But yeah, so everybody at home, thank you so much for watching. Really excited for today, and hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend. Okay guys, have a good day.